I have been playing this game for a very long time now, long enough that it stopped feeling like a game and started feeling familiar in a way. I have noticed that recently I have been very dull in my gameplay. Same routine of picking up a job, drop it off, rinse and repeat. It's easy to forget the amount of freedom this game gives us and the amount of things that you can do when you let your imagination take the wheel. So today, I want to try something a little different. This isn't about leveling up my profile or earning any money. It's a cinematic look at what simulating a day could look like if ETS2 was a sandbox experience. How's it going, everybody? It's a beautiful morning here in southern Finland, and I gotta say I'm so excited to get this challenge going. Now, I'm actually a bit torn because I didn't expect this cutscene to have such an impact on me. I know I'm pretending now, I'm not actually walking, that's impossible in the game. But even simulating the ability to walk to your truck or to your car, from your house, from your garage for a few minutes, it just feels so surreal, and for me it changes the experience. Alright, well, our day officially started. We're on the main road on our good old F250, and the idea for today is actually quite simple. We're gonna try to simulate a day. First thing on our list is actually getting some gas. We're running a bit low, and then we're gonna go straight to our garage, pick up our truck, and we do have a job in mind. I think it's like 300 miles, it's nothing crazy, maybe 400 kilometers, but ideally we'll find something to bring back so we don't have to drive empty. So far I couldn't find anything within the same day bringing us back, but we'll see. There's plenty of time to figure this one out. We got another 20 minutes drive to get to the garage, and I think this is pretty funny how immersed I feel. It's pretty early here when I'm recording this, and it really matches the vibe that I'm going for in the video. 6:45 AM, just pulling into the yard, and I have this feeling, just a hunch, that ATS would have served me a bit better by trying to simulate this routine. But I ended up picking ETS2 because usually it's more common to leave early in the morning and get back home by nightfall here than in the US, where usually you're away for weeks or more. And I think ETS2 was the right choice, although it would be interesting to try the same thing in ATS once. Let me know if you'd like that, maybe we can make it happen. And to be fair, even our car, the F250, is as American as it gets. And I actually don't think ETS2 has any great car mods, like European cars. I couldn't find any anyway. Now, this scene right here that will follow, it was actually quite difficult to put together, and I wanna give myself some credit. You'll see why in a moment. You cannot spawn two vehicles in the game, and I had to be a bit creative. I had to go around it. I think it turned out pretty nice, but it's crazy, even seeing this cutscene, how much of a difference it makes. To be able to leave your car, take your truck, and the car still waiting for you when you get back. That's just, it's incredible. It changes the game, truly. Off we go here. We're gonna take this maybe 100 miles up north to pick up a job, and then we'll move west. I actually don't remember what mods did I use here. I can see some actual real brands. So probably I have a custom mod for the companies. I don't know why this is beeping, but it's a bit annoying. I turned it off in the settings with the lane assist and everything, and it keeps bugging me out. But anyway, let's see here. I was trying to remember. Well, probably I would butcher the spelling of that city. We're in Finland, and I could not say it right. But I just remember setting up a job that takes us, like I said, maybe 300 miles west. But we got a bit of a drive till we get to the point. Now again, this is not necessarily common for ETS2. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like in the US you would spend a lot of time driving between the jobs. And just the way it's designed with the efficiency, I don't think ETS2 matches that, right? So usually you just pick up a close job, there's always a lot of availability as a player. But for this to work, I just wanted to be a bit more meaningful, so I had to work my way to get to the job site. You couldn't just, you know, fast travel to the site. That was not the goal. So that's one of the things. Also, if you're noticing differences between, you know, the weather, it was really hard to keep the same weather because this took hours, a lot of hours to put together. And to the best of my ability, I tried to keep the weather and the skyboxes the same every time, but in certain areas the lighting had to just shift, and you'll notice that sometimes there's a bit of a different skybox in between, and I really wish I could figure out a way to fix that, but it was not possible. Speaking of the mods, because I know you're gonna ask about them, in this video there's a big combo of mods, and I don't even know how this works really. I didn't expect this to start, and I basically have like a combination of 3 graphical mods. Oh please, this is annoying, this lane assist. I tried to turn it off, but it doesn't work out. So anyway, SnowyMoon lighting improvements v2. You probably know about it and you probably use it. They have like 20,000 people already, which is great. To me, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest change you can do in your game, significant change. Especially if you have an RTX card, where, you know, certain features are supported. Not only it improves my, you know, my performance for the quality that I'm aiming for, but also it has so many tweaks and so many filters and lighting changes that you can do to make this photorealistic, I guess. Yeah, that's the first thing that I would get, and that's the best one. Then you have PNG graphics, a great mod. It's a paid mod, but it's just, at this time, at least for the road textures, one of the best. We'll get back to the list in a second because we have to pick up our trailer. I actually had quite a hard time doing it. I had to lower my suspension in order to fit, and I actually pushed this trailer a bit backwards, and I thought I messed up the job, but it worked out in the end. Even for a veteran, it's a bit embarrassing, but well, here we are. It worked out. We're on our way. And we're gonna talk about the mods. Now, I do appreciate when people are telling me that my game looks great. And to be honest, even back when I started this whole YouTube idea, my whole, goal was to create a cinematic experience. And frankly, the base graphics were great for the gameplay, right? But they weren't good enough, in my opinion, for what I was trying to achieve. So thank God for mods. Thank God for SnowyMoon. Second on our list, PNG graphics. It's a paid mod. It's a great mod, quality-wise. I think I'm using it mostly for the textures, but also sometimes I do get a gloomy look from it. Not sure if that's the reshade working well with PNG, but sometimes it just hits the spot for what I'm trying to do. So absolutely, PNG, one of the best. What else? JBX graphics. Mainly for the skyboxes. When you see those cool skyboxes, it's usually JBX. But recently, I found a mod on the Steam Workshop. I think it's called Weather 3.5, and I used it for both ATS and ETS2. It's also present in this video, so I don't know if it overlaps with something. I don't know if we're actually only seeing one of the mods or two of the mods, because they, cancel each other. But my load order is, well, SnowyMoon is a plugin, and then I have PNG, I have JBX, and I have Weather 3.5. I don't know how this works. I don't know why this game started and it didn't crash on me, but it did. So that's good for me, but I guess I could never understand if what I'm seeing now, it's, you know, because of one specific mod, because of a combination of them, because I just hit the sweet spot of modding, I don't know. I just think it looks great and I want to keep it this way. And I guess we're gonna have another couple of weeks until 1.58 comes out, and then all our mods will crash down. But until then, I'm just gonna enjoy the cinematic experience every time I play it. So that's what I got going for me. And since we have all this time at our disposal, I want to make the most of it and talk to you about a few things. If you remember, back in October or November, we had a video out, a bit of a longer video, where I got a chance to talk to you guys, get a bit of a reality check. So every now and then we're gonna do this. Now, since this is a longer video and we have plenty of road ahead, I can, I can make the most of it, hopefully. And I wanted to talk to you about, specifically, one of the videos that we've made just, I think, a week ago. It's about SES seeing, the future for ETS2 and ATS as a sandbox experience. And come to think of it, it totally makes sense. And it couldn't come soon enough. Now, right now, this might not be for everybody. What I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to simulate a full day. And I have to pull a lot of strings to get this going. I have to, rely heavily on editing and scripting stuff in a way for this to work. To, ultimately offer you the cinematic experience in one video. But it cannot be done in the current state. The game does not support this gameplay style. Now, just driving, hauling cargo should always be at the core. And this part of the gameplay should never be touched, I guess. It should always be available for the players. But I think if we are to see this game moving forward for another 10 years, because there's no plans for a different genre of trucking games, this is the direction we have to be looking at. Expand the world within. We have plenty of map available. And, it would be nice to be able to do stuff like this. Right now we're taking a 45 minutes break, like you're supposed to. And you can do that, right, within the gameplay. But there's not much to do around it. It's basically you press a button and that's it. You just rested for 45, you get to drive again. Now I would have liked to just maybe climb down to the truck, check my tires. And I was torn. I kept changing my mind about this. At some point I believed this wouldn't do much. Like, this is a driving game. It should stay a driving game. We should just be hauling cargo, enjoy our 200, 300 kilometers every now and then, just rely on other games or just actually do stuff in real life. You don't need ETS to simulate a life for you. But it's not just about that. It's not about turning this into, well, a second life, if you will. It's about getting purpose. And purpose is something that you have, at this time, you have to create yourself. The game does little to nothing in, helping you create a better experience. Build your company from the ground up with, in-depth tools meant to do that. It doesn't do anything about letting you have a place to stay, a house, even if it's just, just not something you'd have to interact with. You're not gonna go inside and cook your meals, obviously, but just a place that you can walk around. Maybe, I don't know. Enough to get you immersed, something like what we try to do here. And coming to the end of this trip, I think, genuinely, this is the most I enjoyed this game in the past 5-6 years. After the novelty faded a bit and after I got used to driving and I, went down this rabbit hole of what ETS2 should be, I think this is the most fun I've had, the most happy I felt playing it. And I know it sounds a bit corny, I know it sounds a bit, maybe a bit exaggerated, but this is just how I feel. I know that after I'm done here, I'm gonna try to find a job back home. And if I can't find it, I'm just gonna drive empty-handed and I'm gonna take the cut. I'm gonna, spend that money on fuel that I shouldn't have. And then I know that at the end of all that, I'm gonna get back to my garage, leave my truck, get into my car, get to drive the F-250 again, something that I probably worked hard to get to, and then drive home and call it a night. So I think this is, without taking anything away from trucking, this is where this game should be headed, and I think the experience it provides is just one of a kind. Well, as you can see, we came home empty-handed. I couldn't find a job, and I mean, there were a lot of jobs, but then they were just far away, and I couldn't have fit everything in one day, which was the end goal here. But I'm quite happy it happened this way, because if ETS2 was to ever become a sandbox with an enhanced economy system, things like that would actually, matter. They would have a cost. I really don't care if I'm losing money now, right? This is just an experiment. But it's nice to see how, a decision you make in game could actually matter. And, I did a lot of reflecting. We just wanted to show you enough of a driving so you have the idea of what I'm doing here. I didn't want this video to be 4 hours long. But I can't tell you how excited I am to be done with this truck for today. I love trucking, but I get to do something else. Right now, we're gonna step out of the cab, walk to our truck, it's rain outside. It feels so immersive, it's so cool. And I really got something to look forward to, Right now I feel like going the extra mile on my roleplay journey here. I think I'm gonna stop on my way home to a gas station or something. We'll find something to grab a pizza or some drinks. That would be a nice end to the video, I guess. But also I want to reflect on how this felt. And I really hope that you'll try it once. Give yourself the time to simulate a day in ETS2 or ATS, whatever you prefer, and let me know how it feels. Wow, just look at this sunset, guys. Isn't it amazing? This is a great end to the video. It's a great way to end the day, I guess. Gas station on the left. This is where we're stopping to get some food before we get home. Well, we're getting close to the end here. It's coming. We're getting close to home. We're gonna park it up and be done for the day. And I want to say thank you once again for, putting up with my crazy experiments and putting up with my ideas and showing up whenever we post something. In the end, we're all trying to get these games to be better for every one of us. And today was just, a glance of what the game could be. And I don't think I did the perfect job showing it, but I think I'm getting somewhere. And I think maybe at least some of you would want to try this, which honestly is enough for me. 2026 is gonna be a great year, I just know it, and I hope you're gonna stick with me for the ride. And as always, guys, until the next time, stay safe on the road and keep on trucking. Cheers.